Hello, you are welcome to today's lesson. And today we want to talk about information hacking techniques. And this is brought to you by Kingsford Oseapia, David Mbogri, and then Bernard Atta Bumpe. In this lesson, by the end of the lesson, we expect you to define information hacking technique. Also, you should be able to state and explain some of the various types of information hacking techniques, and you should be able to tell us or state how you should be able to prevent this information hacking techniques. Right, so let's bounce on. When we talk of information hacking, is a broad term that comprises a lot of techniques that they use to steal or gain access to where they are not supposed to be in the IT system. So it's a broad term that comprises a variety of techniques used to steal or gain unauthorized access to information. When they do that, they intend to either steal, modify, or destroy data. So we have a lot of ways that they use to hack. One is about phishing, malware, zero-day attacks, denial of service, SQL injections, man-in-the-middle attack, brute force, clickjacking attacks, fake WAP, cookie theft, viruses, and then trojans. They are all part. So let's take some of them and then discuss them. We have phishing. When we talk of phishing, is a hacking technique that they use to send you fake emails, fake messages that will appear as if it's coming from the right source of a company or an entity. So when you click and try to log in your details, they tend to take your credentials and then they get access to your account. So in a scenario, you are going to see the attacker will be there, you two will be here. They will send you a fake email that, oh, access the legitimate site. Meanwhile, they have created a fake website here. So as you try to log in here, they will get access to the original legitimate site. So that's how the phishing works. Also, we have malware. This malware is designed to harm a computer. They are just like the cockroaches in the normal room settings. So when they are installed on it, as you are clicking the links and others, you become infected with the downloads, the files, and everything that you have. And what they do is they are there to steal and then interrupt your operations. Like you are there, your mouse is functioning not in a good manner. They are all part of malware. So that's how they also work. So those malware are very broad. You have the viruses, trojan, spyware, the worms, the ransomware, and the adware. The ad there is for adverts. So that's how they work. And we have denial of service. For example, you try to access a website and we have some people who have tried to hack it and they'll be causing traffic. So most of the time, not necessarily that, but sometimes you'll be hearing timeout, too much people entering and others. So that's how they work. They are designed to overwhelm a system so that it will cause so much traffic and becomes unusable. So they'll be taking very much of data, or they'll be flooding the system with requests for resources. So one person will be there trying to access a server using fake accounts or fake requests, so that it will increase more bandwidth, that it will reach a time there will be no bandwidth to have access with. And we have the SQL injection. This SQL injection is about databases. So they use a technique to access a database query, and they will enter some codes in some field in website. Then it will exploit the vulnerability of this website codes. And once the malicious code is injected, it is used to steal data from the database. So in a scenario, you are going to see someone there, and there's a database with passwords and then usernames, and they will try to do some codes in the forms and others, so that, as you can see here, they'll be having some access, so that they can be using to steal information in the database. We have the brute force attack. This brute force attack is whereby these hackers try using some combinations of characters to guess a password. We have some softwares there that they develop that will be trying to do the brute force attack. Like in the movies, they'll try and inject a pen drive or a removable disk that will be running some codes. Although it takes time, but when it's necessary, the password is not that very strong, but they will get access to the website. Those are the brute force attacks. So the attacker will be there. He or she will initialize a tool that will be running until it reaches a point. It reaches a point that they'll get access to a login access or to anywhere they want to access information. And we have another one that is very dangerous, called man in the middle attack. They try to be in between two parties, pretending to be the other party, and they will be exploiting the vulnerability of the network infrastructure. For example, I'll try to be in between a website and a user, trying to be a perpetrator. And in this form, you will type google.com, and I am going to feed you with the google.com, meaning you will not be getting an original connection with the site, but I will try and feed you with the Google or the required access or the request that you want. So that one is called the man in the middle attack. And as we talk about, the brute force attack is what they've been using to do the login and the credentials and others. So it's quite different from the man in the middle attack. And we have the viruses and then the Trojans. What they have been doing is that they will be spreading themselves, especially when you connect them to internet. They will be spreading themselves to other softwares, and they will be causing harm. It's not necessarily always causes harm. The Trojan spreads, preventing useful attack or content. Some prevent you from changing your background. Some prevent you from clicking. Some even prevent you from even inputting your own password to log in onto the computer. And it's really tedious. You won't even feel happy as you are trying to access your computer. So they'll be behind it on the computer, and you have no gain or you have no free access to get access to the computer. We have a lot of techniques that they have been using nowadays. So I would like us to know some ways in which we can use to protect yourself from being hacked. Now, if you want to protect yourself from being hacked, make sure you always use strong password and change them regularly. When it is necessary, try and then change them. And also be very careful how you share your information online. Not all sites that request that you should log in with, for example, the Google account that you are supposed to do. Make sure you are very careful of how you share information. And do not just click links in email or text messages and others. For example, nowadays on WhatsApp, they will just say free 4 gig data, free 5 gig data. You just click anyhow. When you do that, you are being under vulnerability for attacks. Also, keep your software up to date. Anytime you are using, for example, the antiviruses and others, and you try and then keep them up to date. It's really helpful. It tries to identify all those remarkable threats that may put you to risk. Also, make sure that you use a firewall. A firewall is also a software like a security guard, trying to acknowledge accesses and then approve accesses to some boundaries on the computer, and then the antivirus software to make sure that you use them. And also be aware of the latest trends and educate yourself about information security, because if you don't try to educate yourself about information security, or you try and read about this information security, it will try it will help you to know ways and means of how they are being attacked. So today we were able to learn about information techniques, and I believe by now you should be able to define information hacking techniques. And information hacking techniques is a process of gaining unauthorized access to information or systems or even networks in order to steal, modify, or destroy data. And then ways and examples of these techniques, we have phishing, malware, zero-day attacks, denial of service attacks, SQL injection, man in the middle attack, brute force, clickjacking attack, fake WAP, cookie theft, viruses, and trojans. So these are some examples of these hacking techniques, and how you should be able to protect it. Like I said, use strong password and change them regularly. Make sure that any information that you are sharing online, you are very careful. Do not click links and messages, especially from WhatsApp, anyhow. Keep your softwares up to date. Use firewall and antiviruses, and be aware and educate yourself about information hacking techniques. Thank you, and this brings us to the end of our lesson. Feel free to answer any question that drops below this link. Thank you all. Have a nice day.